Good evening, all. So, continuing with the conversations or teachings from the book, right? Teachings from the glorious Holy Quran, right? We are continuing with conversations, and I will go into this a little bit more detail, or verse by verse, or chapter by chapter. Subsequent to these videos, we will go into that discussion. And for those of you who do not like to read, although you should read, right? But if you are unable to read for whatever reason, or if you get attacked by reading or whatever the case is, we will go through it. I will go through it on video for the benefit of those persons subsequent to these few videos, right? So this video is about different outcomes and possibilities, right? Different outcomes and possibilities, right? So this is a kind of vast topic, because the nature of discussion, which I have mentioned in a previous video already, it contains a lot of things, right? So it's like different outcomes meaning what, right? So a lot of us have grown up believing that life is predestined, right? Which I discussed in our previous video. Some believe that life is 100% predestined. Some believe we have 100% free will, right? People like myself and others out there are some others out there who acknowledge, I don't know how true or not it is, but at least we acknowledge the possibility that, hey, life is partially predestined and we have some measure of free will, however little or much it might be, right? However little or much it might be, right? But the conversation is on outcomes and possibilities, right? So that concept of outcomes and possibilities, meaning that God, Allah, right, or whatever name you want to call God by, that God who is the creator of the universe, contains all the possibilities, right? God, we exist in that realm of possibilities, right? We exist, meaning that there must be some measure of free will, right? There must be some measure of free will, right? And another aspect to capture in this conversation of different outcomes is stated in the Quran itself with regard to when they mention that God, Allah, presents signs to us, right? We are presented with signs, and these signs are not just any sign, or it's not just one sign, right? These signs, because if it's one sign, that means that, hey, you have this fixed path, right? You have a fixed path, right, in life. You have a fixed path in life. You do this, that according to your whatever your predestination is that you are being led to, right? Whatever you are destined to do, right? A fixed path. But in the Quran itself, it says that there are signs, and those signs are diverse, right? Those signs are diverse, and I've experienced that in my own life as well. I've experienced certain signs, in fact, many signs, and it didn't lead to me having one predestined outcome or one predestined possibility in life, right? I was shown several different things and several different signs in various different ways, right? So that is a confirmation of what is written in that book in that regard, right? So this is just to say that your outcome in life, you do not have to accept, right? You do not have to accept your position, placement, whatever it is in your life, right? You can actually fight for what you want. You can actually accomplish what you want. You can actually achieve what you want in this life, regardless of your circumstances in life. Your circumstances, yes, matter, and your circumstances can hold you back, or it can propel you forward. For example, if you are born into a family of wealth, material wealth, you are advantage over some who are born in poverty, but that doesn't limit you, right? You being born in poverty, for example, right, does not or should not limit you from, or it should not prevent you from aspiring towards higher or aspiring towards greater, right? Your placement in this physical life, or where you were born, we don't have control over that, right? I do not have control over my geography, context, time, location, wherever it is you were born in, right? You don't have control over that, right? That is just where you were born, right? You just happen to be born here. You didn't ask for it, at least not that we know of, right? We don't know if we actually asked to be brought here, or we were just brought here. We are a child, we are grew up, infant, whatever, right? So we came into this world, incarnated into this world in a particular place, location, time, and we didn't have control over that, right? So, but growing up now, we do have choice over, hey, I got accepted into the school, but hey, I don't want to go to the school. I could change my school, right? Or in fact, I don't even want to go to school. I could just not go to school, right? You actually have this choice, right? You actually have this choice. So don't go about thinking that, oh, I was born in this particular circumstance. I cannot and will never aspire to reach a certain, whatever it is your goal is to do in life, right? As long as you maintain your code of righteousness and in the process of accomplishing that goal, try not to disrupt anybody's life, try not to harm anybody else, right? You can accomplish whatever you choose to accomplish, right? So that's on different outcomes and possibilities in life, right? Different outcomes and possibilities in life. You do not have a fixed, predetermined outcome, right? It's something I actually still grappling with, because the book actually mentions some other stuff that actually contradicts that. But like I say, we will discuss that going forward in time in an effort to bring this book into some kind of harmony and to some kind of harmony, because people say that there are no contradictions, but from what I've read, or the version I've read, there are some stuff that contradicts each other. Of course, let's go back all to was the language that the book was written in and all these kind of things, but that's why I was asking for assistance. But yeah, anyways, sometimes you just have to do it and do it alone. So we will I will just continue to read the book and deliver the message as I was asked to do. Right? Have a good evening, everybody.